Yo, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort, I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon Speaks Live. No script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies, just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Now the truth will rise. Yo, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Standards, Not Force. Welcome to new subscribers and those returning, as well as those coming here for the first time. If it's your first time visiting with us, and what's said here piques your interest, I encourage you to go view our first 2 videos. From there, you'll get a better understanding of what this channel is all about, which is how we save our country, making it better than it's ever been before. Today, I'm speaking on agency, the power in you, and they don't want you to use it. Let me start by saying something that sounds obvious, but it isn't. Every single person listening to me right now has agency. Not potential, not permission, not a someday version of yourself. You have agency. And yet most people will go their entire lives without ever using it. Not because they are incapable. Not because they're weak, not because they lack intelligence, but because no one ever taught them what agency actually is, or what happens when it's taken away. Agency is the ability to choose and act without waiting to be told it's allowed. That's the definition. And the moment you really understand that, the moment you internalize it, your entire relationship with power changes. Because agency shifts responsibility. It takes it away from institutions, takes it away from leaders, takes it away from systems, and it places it squarely back on you. And that is exactly why it's discouraged. What I want you to understand today is not motivational. It's structural. This video is not about hype. It's about orientation. Because once a person understands agency, they can't be managed the same way ever again. So let's clean up some confusion immediately. Agency is not freedom. Freedom is external. Agency is internal. You can live in a free society and have no agency whatsoever. And you can live inside constraints and still exercise agency every single day. Agency is not permission. If you're waiting for permission, you've already surrendered it. Agency is not rebellion. Rebellion is reactive. Agency is intentional. Agency is not anger. Anger is energy without direction. Agency is direction with or without emotion. And agency is not confidence. Confidence is how you feel. Agency is what you do despite how you feel. Most people misunderstand this. They think agency looks loud. They think it looks dramatic. They think it looks confrontational. It doesn't. True agency is often quiet. It's the internal decision that says, I am responsible for the next move, regardless of circumstances. Here's how you can tell if someone has agency. They don't spend much time explaining themselves. They don't perform outrage. They don't wait for consensus. They decide, then they act, then they adjust. That's it. Nobody is born without agency. It has just been systematically removed. It starts early in life. Schools train compliance long before it trains thinking. You are rewarded for following instructions, not questioning them. You are taught to wait for validation before acting. Over time, you internalize a lesson. Action comes after approval. Then our adulthood reinforces it. Most jobs do not reward initiative. They punish it. They reward predictability. They reward obedience. They reward staying inside the narrow lanes. And then media comes and finishes the job. You are shown problems that feel overwhelming. You are shown villains you cannot touch. You are shown solutions that require someone else's authority. You become a spectator in your own life. Here's the psychological shift that happens next. And this is critical. When action no longer changes outcomes, the mind adapts. It stops trying. Not consciously, subtly. People stop asking, what can I do? And start asking, who's going to fix this? That single shift marks the collapse of agency. Let me say this clearly. A human being without agency does not become peaceful. They become anxious. The nervous system was not designed for helplessness. So when people can't act meaningfully, pressure builds. They feel restless. They feel irritated. They feel exhausted, even when they have done nothing physical. This is not fatigue. This is unused agency. It turns into chronic worry, constant distraction, low-grade anger, endless consumption of information with no output. People scroll, they argue, they comment, they vent, but they don't move. This is where many people misunderstand what's happening to them. They think something is wrong with their mood, or their motivation, or their mental health. What's wrong is that their decisions no longer matter. When choice no longer produces consequences, the psyche destabilizes, and that is not an accident. Most people believe agency requires a dramatic act, like quitting a job, confronting authority, blowing up their life, That belief keeps them paralyzed. But the truth is this: agency does not begin with big moves. It begins with clean, contained decisions. One decision, executed fully, without negotiation. Agency is built the same way muscle is built, through repetition, under manageable load. The smallest act done deliberately is more powerful than the loudest act done emotionally. If you're waiting to feel ready, you're misunderstood agency. Agency is not readiness. It is commitment before certainty. This distinction matters more than anything else in this video. Reaction feels powerful. Agency is powerful. Reaction is immediate. Agency is controlled. Reaction seeks validation. Agency doesn't need witnesses. Most people are reactive, not agentic. They respond to stimuli. They mirror emotion. They escalate unintentionally. Agency, by contrast, slows things down. It chooses where energy goes. It chooses when to speak. It chooses when to remain silent. Calm people with agency are deeply unsettling to systems built on control, because they can't be provoked. They can't be rushed. They can't be hurted emotionally. If your action requires someone else's approval to succeed, it is not agency yet. True agency is self-contained. If you're feeling pressure right now, good. That's normal. Agency feels uncomfortable at first because it removes excuses. Once you accept agency, there's no one left to blame. And that's the moment most people retreat, because responsibility is heavier than anger, heavier than complaint, heavier than critique, but it's also the only thing that produces movement. This video wasn't meant to energize you. It was meant to orient you. Agency is not loud. It's not performative. It doesn't announce itself. But once it's activated, everything changes. In the next video, we'll be talking about escalation. We're not talking about conflict. We're not talking about chaos. We're talking about implementation. How agency becomes practical. How it stays controlled. How it builds rather than burns. If this made you uncomfortable, that's a signal. It means you're paying attention. As I said at the beginning of this video, you all have agency. It may be buried deep inside you. Please find it. We all are going to need the agency you have to make us complete with compounded agency. That will be our power. In the next video, we make it actionable. Standards, not force. All power to the people. I'll see you on the next video.
More power to the people. Yeah, so that was the former Black Panther that I profile on here all the time. I mean, this man, his channel, it's amazing. I think he got 4 videos and he got like 40,000, almost 40,000 subscribers, like 37.8. Man, it's the quickest, but man, like, you know, purpose, and this is what I always share with people, you know, purpose, you know, is bigger than the views. You know, it's bigger than, I'm sure, you know, he happy that he's getting the you know, the attention on all the views, but I'm sure that wasn't his, you know, the whole reasoning behind him making these videos. I'm sure he made them because they needed to be made. We needed to hear them, you know. But it just so happened that when you put purposeful content together, I wouldn't even call this content. This is like, this is content, like the character of your content. Like, this is like the meat and potatoes of what make, or what's supposed to make every person in this world understand, you know, how relevant, you know, certain rights, inalienable rights are, you know, to everyone. So, let alone America, and y'all know how I feel about America, a place that, if you ask me, nobody really should be over here. You know, if you ask me, nobody should be over here. So, yeah, I don't have a real good perspective on, or positive perspective on this country as a whole. You know, none at all, actually. So, but I love when he talk, and that's why I always share his videos. He really moved me. And agency, let's I want to do a deep dive into that, because actually I never heard of that term. I think I might have heard somebody use it before, but I didn't know what it meant. Like, you know, I know what an agency is, you know, a building or organization, but let's do a little deep dive into agency. So it says, for a person to have agency means they possess the capacity to make their own choices, take purposeful actions, and exert control over their life and circumstances. Feeling like the author of their own story rather than a passive recipient of fate, involving forethought, planning, and the confidence to implement their intentions. Yeah, I know I have agency over my life. Yeah, because I practice vision. You know, a vision is something I believe in, something that I work towards, and this, you know, this YouTube channel is a part of my agency. This is something that I purposefully, you know, on purpose. Like, I literally envisioned this channel and kind of helped it to manifest, and with all of the different things, the cameras, the content itself, for the most part, like that's it. But, you know, let alone the equipment that I had to buy. When you have, yeah, so I guess when you have agency, you are making your own choice. Here, I got something that I asked chat too that I want to share. So I said, so yeah, here we go. It said, let me say this plainly. Every single one of us has agency over our own life. That doesn't mean the world is fair. That doesn't mean systems don't exist. that doesn't mean trauma didn't happen to us or our ancestors. It means that despite all of that, you still have the ability to choose your next move. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. This is what I practice, yeah, without even knowing it. Agency is not pretending oppression isn't real. Exactly. We can't do that. Agency is refusing to let oppression be the final author of our story. Yes. I always say, I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. I'm living their wildest dreams. Too many people confuse explanation with permission. Yes, there are reasons you're angry. Yes, there are reasons you're tired. Yes, there are reasons you feel blocked. But reasons explain behavior. They don't excuse surrender. Wow, that's profound. The moment you give up agency, you hand your power to the very thing you say you're fighting. Wow. Agency looks like accountability. It looks like asking, what can I control today? That's powerful. My words, my discipline, my reaction, my consistency, my integrity. Nobody controls whether you show up prepared. Nobody controls whether you learn, grow, or stay stagnant. Nobody controls whether you become bitter or become dangerous in a good way. Dangerous to lies, to limitations, to low expectations. Systems can slow you down. They can traumatize you. They can try to define you, but they cannot live your life for you unless you let them. Agency is choosing to build even when you're not applauded. Agency is choosing truth over comfort. Wow, that's in my actual song. If y'all listen to the Marlon Speaks Live intro, that's in there. It's truth over comfort. I don't pick no lies. Yes, Marlon Speaks Live. Now the truth will rise. Agency is choosing purpose over popularity. Wow. Yes, God. Man, I needed this message. And let me be clear. Taking agency does not mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing that your future does not belong to your past, your enemies, or your circumstances. Your life is not a reaction. Your life is a decision. And it said, once you understand that, nobody can steal your direction, even if they try to steal your time. That's agency. And that's how real change starts. Wow. Yeah, that's profound. So y'all let me know, man. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about, agency, that the whole topic of it. If you never heard of it, if you was enlightened, if you practice these things without knowing, you practice these things. If you practice agency without knowing it, if you could say, like a lot of people say, I was today years old when I learned this thing. Yeah, y'all get in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this subject, agency. This is powerful information that I think every person in the world, let alone America, need to hear right now. We don't have to live in the past, It's so relevant because a lot of people think when we bringing up our ancestors that we're trying to live in the past. No, it's just that, like I said on previous videos, we have generational trauma within our DNA. All of us do, actually. It's just Black Americans' generational trauma is unique to Black Americans. So when we speaking on the past, a lot of that is really to remind ourselves so we don't forget. Because, it's a lot of our Black Americans that are trying to forget. And I don't never want to forget. So when I'm bringing up our past, our ancestors' history, modern day, that's So I don't forget. You know, a lot of our people, right to this day, have tried to forget. You know, we don't want to ever do that. But, you know, I think when I know when I bring up the past, I'm only bringing it up to let, you know, to let it be known, look, I'm the manifestation of them. You know, I'm their living, I'm their pipe dream. Like they could have never imagined, my ancestors, I'm sure they probably would have never imagined that they 3, 4, 5, 6 time great grandson riding around in foreign cars, living my life, choosing to look towards the future. You know, I know when I'm bringing up the past, I'm not living in the past, but I think a lot of people get confused about how that works. You know, a lot of times we're bringing up the past, we just trying to remind ourselves of that. Man, my bad. And also at the same time, put it, give the people that we talking to some insight. You know, so maybe they can have some type of empathy, you know what I'm saying? Some type of deep understanding of where we coming from when we talking. Just a little background, you know? So yeah, man, y'all get in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this entire topic of agency. And look, thank y'all for liking, commenting, sharing. Man, my channel is doing great. I'm through the roof, man. I can't be more happier that people tuning in. I must say, them lives that I do in my truck, those are the most popular ones. So I know what time it is. I'm going to be bringing y'all more lives from inside my pickup truck. You know? All right, I'm out, man. Y'all enjoy. One.
Smalling speaks live, yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort, I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon speaks live, no script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies, just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon speaks live, now the truth will rise. Yo, it's Marlon speaks live, yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored.